All right, so we're moving right along here in the second round. The first pick you wanted to talk about, Chris, was Dalvin Cook getting drafted from Florida State, getting drafted by the Vikings. Definitely an interesting pick considering their signing of Latavius Murray. Additionally, Marcus Williams, safety out of Utah, going to New Orleans. Sidney Jones, standout corner from Washington, going to the Eagles. And Quincy Wilson from Florida, going to the Colts, bolstering their secondary.
Yeah, so Dalvin Cook was going in the first round, even top 15 for, I would say, the majority of mock drafts. I think most people did not see him falling out of the first round. He's great feet. He's always chopping his feet. He's great lateral cuts, and he can fit into a lot of schemes. He's great vision, and he's able to cut extremely quickly. Alongside that, he's explosive. There's one great clip of him cutting through the line, running over a defensive tackle, and then taking the ball 50 yards down the field. With that said, his number one issue is his fumbles. Alongside that, he bounces outside on a lot of runs, causing losses of yards. He's not always a north-south runner. Moving on, but overall, I think this is a great value pick for the Vikings. Though they signed Latavius Murray, I think this really helps their offense out. And an offense really without any playmakers. Obviously, you have Teddy Bridgewater, but we don't know if he's going to be back this year. We don't know if he's ever going to play a game in a Vikings uniform again. And then you have Stephon Diggs, I guess, but he really fell off the radar after his first few weeks for the Vikings, where he was playing very well.
How do you think they'll be able to utilize both Latavius Murray and Dalvin Cook and kind of keep them both involved? Because when you make an investment like Latavius Murray, you expect him to make an impact. So how do you think they'll be able to?
I think Latavius Murray. We talked about this off the air, but Murray was a arguably below average running back. In fantasy, obviously, he was good, but talent-wise, he was only averaging around like 4 yards per carry, behind maybe the second or third best offensive line alongside the Steelers' offensive line and the Cowboys' offensive line in the NFL. And, you're just going to see a step down with that with the Vikings most likely, and I think Cook is worlds above Latavius Murray already. So I think this is a good pick by the Vikings. Obviously, great value. Now, moving on, Marcus Williams, a safety out of Utah. Marcus Williams, I like this pick. He's a free safety, 6'1", 202 pounds. He's athletic and instinctive and has great fluid hips, and he's a ball hawk. He's able to read the QB and watch his eyes, and he's also a pretty good tackler. In his career, he had 10 interceptions for Utah, and overall, I think he's pretty good. I think this is a good value. He is not extremely strong, and he's a liability in the run defense. He doesn't take that great angles, and he's struggles against physical receivers. And where did he go? He went to the Saints. So we'll see how he does when he's covering guys. I guess he's going to be facing Greg Olsen, Mike Evans, Julio Jones, guys like that. Obviously, he's not going to be covering them one-on-one, but over the middle, we'll see what happens. I think he needs to add a little bit of weight, but I think it's a good pick overall for the New Orleans Saints. Now, Sidney Jones was arguably one of the top cornerbacks in this class prior to a devastating knee injury in his pro day workout. He originally dropped down to like a fourth or third round pick, but then news came out that he might be able to make it back for the season debut. He's a great competitor, and he's aggressive with the press. He has great eyes and good balance, and alongside that, he has great pattern recognition. He's a high IQ player. He's able to track the ball well, and he can accelerate with receivers, and is high twitched. He's really twitched up. Obviously, negatives. The injury is definitely going to slow him down a little bit. We'll see how he recovers, and he can improve his footwork a little bit. But with that said, I think without this injury, he's maybe the second best cornerback in this draft behind Marshawn Lattimore.
My feeling is in the middle of the second round.
Great pick by the Eagles.
If you can get somebody of the caliber of Sidney Jones, I think you have to, because I mean, there's not that many guys with high first round talent like Sidney Jones that you're going to find in the second round. So I think it's a great pick.
So then, moving right along, for the last player in this segment. You have Quincy Wilson, the cornerback out of Florida. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a big fan of Florida defenders, whether it's Antonio Morrison, Jonathan Bullard, Dante Fowler, etc. Quincy Wilson kind of carries that my love for them on. Grew up in Fort Lauderdale. His dad played for Miami U, so obviously going to a rival in Florida. Am I right? He's 6'1", 211 pounds. He's great size. He's competitive. He's a great play strength. He's good at anticipating routes, and he can read the quarterback well. He's good in run defense, and he's physical in his press. While those are the positives, the negatives, he lacks acceleration, so he might struggle with quicker wide receivers. Going to the Colts, who's in the Colts division?
Allen Robinson.
Yeah, he should be fine.
Corey Davis.
Yeah, so I think he should be fine. He's just about average footwork, and sometimes he's beat by speed. So look at some of those matchups, see who he's going to be matching up against. I think he's good value in the second round. That's about where I had him in my grades.